sex scandals, racism, and Anand's not here.
Sweet! This is the Not So Much News. Welcome everyone to the Not So Much News. I'm Julianna McDermott.
And I'm Matthew Braga, filling in for Anand Ram, who is on assignment.
But don't worry, we can handle it.
I don't know, I mean, Anand's pretty capable, and he also has that body. Damn!
Moving on. Guess who's back on the show? Adam, I'm so not ready, Jambroni. That's right, Adam made all the papers this week as some very unpleasant facts surfaced about his bedside rumblings.
Firstly, a girl by the name of Kristen Lucas went to the Toronto Star this week to air some dirty laundry. She claims that Jambroni's current partner was just for political means and that she was the real woman behind the boy. Man boy?
She showed a series of text messages between Jambroni and herself, and what kind of show would we be without a hysterically embellished reenactment?
Girl, you my rock. But sometimes a bro need a new rock, a shiny rock, a rock that other people gonna say, damn, that shiny rock mean he gonna be mayor.
What?
See, we still on for Timmy's next week?
What you think, I ain't got standards?
Nah, girl, see, I still think about you when I be riding the rocket to Stimulation Station.
Why couldn't I be the one?
Look, you was smart, you was funny, and yo, your body is damn. But I need someone political.
And scene. As a result, Jambroni is now pulling out from the mayoral race. Needless to say, this is the last time he'll be pulling out of anything.
Now here's the mind-blowing part. Other than the fact that, he wanted to run for campaign while having a bevy of skeletons in his basement. Jambroni had sex on his office couch. Now, that's city property. Therefore, ipso facto, quid pro quo. Any child conceived on said property is property of the city's. I've watched Damages.
I don't think that's a law, Matt. But what was hilarious was during his speech to drop out of the race, he abruptly finished early and left. But that happens to everyone. Right, Matt?
Shut up. The real reason why Jambroni left was because he forgot the second page of his apology in the printer. Fortunately, one of his aides came out and finished the message. Apparently, he couldn't remember the words "I up" and "I'm dropping out." I mean, come on, even Sarah Palin writes it on her hand, and she's retarded.
In other Canadian news, well, more like Ryerson news, which doesn't really count as news. Sorry, Adrian. We're apparently racist.
That's right, Juliana. According to the Toronto Star, Ryerson has found a staggeringly diverse campus where some visible minorities feel excluded and harassed. It was an 107-page report that came up with the following solutions: anti-racism training and hiring more visible minorities. Because, after all, seeing more people of color cures racism once and for all.
The best part? They want to collect race-based statistics on everyone around campus. Oh goody, I get to come to school and have to describe what shade of translucent I am. Why don't they just give us badges that say honky on them?
Also, it was a study done by the Anti-Racism Task Force. Did the Star not think that such a group would kind of be skewed in one direction, namely the "we want to find discrimination on campus" direction? Seriously though, we're in a school where any class you step into as a straight white male will have you learning that you ruin the world simply by existing.
But at this show, we're totally not racist. We just love how ethnic Anand is.
His stories and his food are just so exotic.
I love samosas. And in the most glorious Canadian news of all, the Olympics have begun. That's right, we only have to suffer through bad commercials, terribly written songs, and Donald Sutherland's voice for a few more weeks. But truth be told, I did miss the extensive Torch coverage by CTV. Especially that episode where the Torch broke up with its boyfriend. I hear CBC's looking to make a pilot about it.
If you saw the opening ceremonies, you saw something amazing. Canada's performance, while impressive, just couldn't seem to get it up. Of course, I'm talking about The Last Torch. But I personally like that hot girl who sang the national anthem.
She's 16.
Moving on then. While the opening day was mired by the death of a Georgian luger, the ceremonies were wonderful and celebrated Native Canadian pride. Literally native. There was a lot of Aboriginal stuff. I'm not racist.
Of course, we apologize to the country of Bermuda. CTV decided to place an Air Canada ad in the middle of their entrance in the opening ceremonies. Seriously, we know Air Canada is in the crapper, but how much money could you possibly make in that cutaway? For shame. We at Not So Much News obviously wish our best to all the athletes, but I'm sure you'll join us when we say we hope Canada crushes the living soul out of every other team.
Take them out, Canada, because if you don't even bother coming home.
They are home.
Well, then expect deportation.
And now, for all the news you didn't need to know, this is the Not So Much News in a minute. If you're into Sinatra, don't go singing karaoke in the Philippines. Apparently, there's been a rash of stabbings due to people who sing Sinatra's My Way, their way. Some say that it's a very arrogant song that helps men overcome their sad, sad lives. And one would never really associate that with karaoke.
Jennifer Gardner's in the news, and like every great story, it's dolphin related. While researching a role, she dangled her feet in the water and the dolphin apparently got too aroused by it. When she told the trainer that she thought it had peed, he said, "No, ma'am, no."
Iran, the country we just can't leave alone here on the Not So Much News, is back. And this time they're cutting out Google. They announced that they would permanently suspend Gmail and roll out their own national email service. My theory is that Ahmadinejad just doesn't get the point of buzz.
A thief in Germany robbed an arcade using a cup of coffee. According to the police, he wasn't going to pour coffee over the attendant, he was just going to throw the cup at her. This is the third in a series of styrofoam-related crimes.
And finally, as Valentine's Day approaches, the fallout begins. A school in England has banned the holiday, citing that no one is emotionally mature enough to deal with it. So to all the children out there, don't believe in love, because no one will choose you.
And speaking of Valentine's Day, Juliana.
No.
Damn it. That's it for this week's episode of the Not So Much News. I'm Matthew Braga.
And I'm Julianna McDermott. Remember, don't run for mayor if you're going to have sex with everything.
See you next week, and good night. So, this is the point where we talk about things. This is kind of like the B-roll segment, where I talk about all the beautiful posters that are behind us. There's one that talks about the large amount of tap water that is infected with Ebola.
Horrible.
I know.
That's fantastic.
I don't want to catch Ebola. I'm hoping to get Ebola.
He has nice taste in pants.
That's